looks as if we got 4.5 inches of rain in 2 days. That's a lot. Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. We have our first frost coming tonight, so I'm going to go through and do a great big harvest of everything that won't make it through the frost. But before I do that, I wanted to go ahead and do a garden tour with you guys and show you what is growing the end of October before our first frost comes and kills it. So come along with me. Let's do a garden tour. Might be short and sweet, but we're gonna go ahead and do a garden tour. So first things first, you guys know that I planted cactus mix dahlias this year, and they have been just absolutely glorious. I also planted a lot of celosia, coxcomb, and it's been great, and I planted a mix of that. We do have strawberries here still. This is the ever sweet strawberry, and we also have another tag over here somewhere. These are also ever sweet strawberries. This great big tall thing is an emerald okra, and as you can see, I have okra up there that needs to be harvested. These dahlias, I'm gonna go ahead and grab them as well. That's kind of one of the things that you gotta think about when when your frost is coming on you. You've got to kind of think about, I'm trying to find a good spot. You got to kind of think about, what are you going to do with all this produce? Well, all the red tomatoes I've been coring and scoring and just saving them. But my green tomatoes, whatever doesn't ripen, will be pickled green tomatoes, my mama's recipe. And so that's exciting that I get to do that. And the okra, I'll pickle them. And then of course we've got other things too. So I'll try to tell you what my plan is for everybody as we walk through. So we do have some, oh my goodness, there's some Brad's Atomic Grape here. Need harvested. There's a lot of tomatoes, you guys. All right, go on this side. More, these funky little fills too. Look at this one. This one's really cool. Check it out. Look at that. That is so neat. What a neat tomato. Really cool tomato to grow in your garden. And that's how it grows, you guys. These are not fasciated blossoms. This is how the fills too grows. These seeds came from Baker Creek. They're so cool. And they ripen to like a yellow. Here, here's a ripe one. So they are a green tomato. They ripen to a yellow. This one's no good. I'll give it to the dogs. So a ton of, just smaller tomatoes, super hard. Not gonna do anything. Got some decent sized greens here. We're making fried green tomatoes. Lots, Brad's. This was Ozark Pink, is what this variety is. And there aren't any ripe ones, it doesn't appear. And then we go into indigo blue, which cracked. Every single ripe indigo blue that I got cracked. It's not on my grow list for next year. It's pretty, but they crack. And then of course Queen of the Night, and Queen of the Night has just been an absolute workhorse for me. This thing produced, I mean, hundreds of tomatoes. And it's still, as you can see, it's absolutely loaded. Let me look at this vine here. See if I can. There's tomatoes everywhere. And there's only 2 of these Queen of the Night plants here. This is massive. Okra. I mean, I can't even begin to get my fingers around there. And the tomatoes kind of took it. Like they grabbed a hold of it and just pulled it over. And there is these are also emerald okra. And there is some harvestable way up there. As you can see, it's taller than my house. So I'll harvest everything off of these that I can. You can see there's a few there to harvest. Also over here, harvest these. I'm not gonna harvest anything off the beans. I mean, I might pick whatever's dry, but there's really not much to harvest off of them. They're not dry yet, so, and they're bitter. They're not good to eat. As far as the raised bed garden goes, we have some jalapenos here that I need to harvest. So I'll harvest all of them. There is a banana pepper. It looks like a few of them. Some are immature. Harvest those. I'll finish harvesting that basil. Ooh, it's cold. That wind is so cold. This is garlic growing here. And there's also some, I'll go on the other side and tell you the varieties of what's growing over there. Doesn't look like there's much of anything here. Poblano. I'll harvest all of these pretty and sweet peppers. I'll harvest a bunch more ground cherries, and these are Anaheim peppers. I'll harvest them. And what is this? Oh yeah, this is another poblano. And I'll harvest, there's a nice size one over here. Go ahead and harvest that. Uh-oh. He already broke off, so I'm gonna set him right here. Ground cherries, I'll harvest everything that I can that's fallen off of them, but ground cherries are toxic when they're green, so I won't harvest any of the green ones. Sunflowers. Eggplants, I don't believe there's any eggplants to harvest, but we did get some Casper eggplants, but doesn't appear to be any left to harvest. So here we have purple plum radishes, early sweet radishes, D18 Jors, Helios radish, Japanese wasabi for our wasabi sauce, red rat's tail. This is a watermelon radish. Looks like we got just a couple French breakfasts that came up. Icicle, short top. We have some Quadrado di Astiroso here, pepper. This is a bell pepper that I'll just harvest. What you got there? A ground cherry, okay. I'm growling at your brother about a ground cherry. There's lots of ground cherries over here, you guys. I mean, I'm just saying. You don't have to fight over them. There's lots of them. Redhead table radish here. This is a Russa Jumlini radish, starburst radish. That one's coming up kind of dark. Champion radish. And these are hot. Now I thought I put all the sweet peppers. The plan was to put all the sweet peppers in the raised bed garden and all the hot peppers out in the market garden. Whoa, I screwed that up. These little dudes are cascabellas. Cascabellas, you know the little jar of yellow, I call them salad peppers, but they're pickled. Some people call them pepperoncinis, but they're pickled peppers that are in the whole form, that are either like they're yellow or green, and they're a lot of times they're at salad bars, and you put them on your, it's making my mouth water. You put them on your salad, and when you bite into them, all the juice flows out, and they're like spicy but pickled, and they're really good. That's what these cascabellas are. But let me tell you what, I stuck one in my mouth like it was just a sweet little pepper the other day, and I walked around the garden hacking for 30 minutes. They're not just mild and sweet. They pack a punch. So here they are. I mean, they're not fully mature, obviously, but dang, they're hot. So these are the Casper eggplants that I got some eggplants off of, but as you can see, we've got some ground cherries to harvest, and the bee is having a good time plucking through and finding the ones that she wants to eat. And that's funny, she's picking through all of these. That's why she's just going through, is because she's already plucked the fruit out of them. Oh, she's so smart. Here, let's see if we can get her to, that one's green, I don't want to eat that one. There we go. Bee, look. Oh, that didn't work. Brother ruined it. I'll find her another one. Here's a bunch. And that's the thing about the last harvest, you don't really have to worry about breaking your plants because they're kind of gonna be done anyway. Here's one. Bee, here you go. Here. You're welcome. Okay, so we do have this, I believe this is purple sparkles, violet sparkle, immature bell pepper plant that I will, bell pepper fruit that I will go ahead and harvest. We have some bib lettuce here. We have some Pablo lettuce here. Merlot all up in here. This is the Forel and Schluss lettuce. Forel and Schluss. Sounds German. So there's a couple babies coming up here. Red deer lettuce. These are all lettuces that have either have or have not come up. And then our mustards. And something's eating my mustards, and I don't know what is eating it, but something's eating it. Frost cannot come soon enough for that kind of stuff. So, anywho, so this is a India, Florida broadleaf, and this is the Chinese giant red mustard, and I grew this spring, and it's delicious. It's actually growing all over the garden. There's one right there that's growing. This is from a seed that got, it reseeded. It's a volunteer. These carrots are the lunar white carrots, and they will stay. I will not harvest them. Okay, let's head out to the market garden real quick. There's a lot of my pretty flowers. Sweet potato vines won't make it. The banana trees probably won't make it. The geraniums won't make it. I don't know about the lantana. I don't know how tough lantana is. The begonias I'm sure won't make it. But I do have a whole tray of violas, pansies, already started. So that's good. Hi chickens. And you guys, the high today is like, I don't know, like 48 degrees or something. I am cold. I have not been able to get warm all day. So I'm sorry for the sniffling and the weird breathing. If you're hearing any of it, I'll try to edit it out, but I'm cold, y'all. I am not a northerner anymore. I am a sissy southerner, and I'm okay with it in the summertime, but right now I'm cold. Okay, out here in the market garden area, these are datil peppers, and they're supposed to turn orange, but we don't have any ripe ones on the vine. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and pick them. We've got random potatoes out here. There's some serranos that I'm going to go ahead and pick. And this is my picking system for when I'm picking a bunch of different peppers that I don't know what they are. You know, and I have them, I have the labels for them, and I have like this one. This is the Violet Sparkle, and NH means not hot. This Anaheim Chili, hot. And so I'm just putting them in these jars because I don't have a huge harvest of anything. But that way I can tell them apart, and I can research and taste and do what I want to do with them. So this is a Tabasco. For whatever reason, the Tabasco decided not to go. Usually they're big time producers, but and this is a neat little pepper that I have no clue what it is. It is this is the Trepidera Warner. And so this has a ton, and this is a lot like a Tabasco. It's got a very high Scoville. So be being very careful with this. And then we've got a cayenne. So there's a baby cayenne there. And that's it for peppers. The rest of these are potatoes. They'll be fine, and weeds. And some strawberries. And they will be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these harvested. And then it's time to bring the kids in from pasture. So that is the kind of the mock October garden tour, you guys. I'm chasing the sun again, trying to get all this stuff harvested and in. I now have gotten all of the tomatoes in, the okras in, and almost all the peppers. And I don't have too terribly much sunlight left, but with what I have left after I bring the animals in, I'm going to go ahead and spend on the ground cherries and get as many of those up as I can. And then when I get back inside, I will show you guys everything once I get back inside tonight. But for right now, I am running to beat the sun from going down, trying to get this done. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, you guys, are you ready for this? My house is completely overrun by mostly tomatoes, but potatoes too. So I'm gonna flip you around and show you the wonderful burden of abundance. So these are sweet potatoes that need to be dealt with pretty much immediately. These are what I called the bad ones, and many of you, and thank you guys so much for reaching out and just giving me, you know, feedback, your experiences, telling me no, just, you know, don't throw them away, they're not bad, just cut off the stuff and, you know, save what you can. What's good is good, what's bad is bad. And so thank you guys so much for all of your feedback. I really appreciate it, because I have never dealt with sweet potatoes before. So they're cured now, and I've got 2 buckets that need to be dealt with, you know, that are in my like bad pile that I need to cut off the bad stuff and feed the chickens and do whatever to the rest of them. And then I've got 2 buckets of good ones. So here we have the potatoes that we harvested in June, I believe it was. And these are the potatoes that I had to pull out of storage because, as you can see, they have started to sprout. So they need to be dealt with very soon. This is the flower harvest. This I harvested just a couple days ago, but the 2 jars, this jar and this jar, I harvested today. I'm gonna miss these guys till next year. So beautiful. And the potatoes are kind of mixed up, but I believe what we have here is, these are red Pontiacs. These are Mountain Rose. White Kennebecs. There's some russets in here as well. There's more potatoes over here. Yukon Golds, Purple Majesty, and Rose Gold over there. These are the 2 buckets of good sweet potatoes. They have no, you know, no blemishes, no places where they're bad per se. And I grew Beauregard and Georgia Jet, and unfortunately they're all mixed up, so I don't know which ones are which, but those are the 2 varieties that I grew this year. This is the beginning of the tomatoes, and Phil's 2, Chef's Choice, Amish Paste, Brad's Atomic. It's pretty much all that's on this part. Here is the other bucket of the quote-unquote bad sweet potatoes. And the plan with these, you guys, is I'm gonna cut them open. I'm curious to see what they look like on the inside. And you know, if nothing else, I'll cut off the bad spots, and if they're a bit woody, then I'll chop them up and turn them into dog food. I'll chop them up and freeze them in 1.5 pound baggies for dog food. Sweet potatoes are very good for dogs, so at least for my dogs. And yeah, it's just the beginning. It's my entire dining room table. Us gardeners just do what we gotta do, folks. There's no shame. See if I can go through here. Here's an Amish paste. Here's an indigo blue. Brad's Atomic. All the funky ones are Phil's 2. Phil's 2, Phil's 2, Phil's 2, Phil's 2. This is a Queen of the Night. Trying to find it. Here's a very green Queen of the Night. Ozark Pink. Chef's Choice. Ozark. No. Queen of the Night. I need to pull this one actually. So there you have that. And then there's just, that's herbs that were dry from my dryer in the shop. I have a hanging dryer in there, and those were herbs that were dry, ready to come in for me to process. So those need to get processed and go into their storage jars here in my pantry. Here is more tomatoes that didn't fit on the coffee table, and all of the peppers. So this jar is Jalapenos. This jar is Trepadero Runners, hot. Cayenne blend, hot. Banana pepper, it's a decent sized banana too. Anaheim, hot, mildly hot. Depends on who you ask. Poblano pepper, not hot. This is the Cascabella, hot. This is the Pretty and Sweet, not hot. Violet Sparkle, not hot. It's a bell pepper-ish. These are just bell peppers that didn't make it to full. And that's Cuadrado di Asti Rosso. And that's also a bell that just didn't make it to full size. These are Datils. These are incredibly hot. I don't even know if I want to handle those. And Serranos. So there they all are in their individual jars. And I am off to finish a loaf of sourdough bread. I've got a loaf of sourdough bread to bake tonight and have my dinner and sit down and edit this video for you guys so I can hopefully get it out for you in the morning. I hope that you guys had a great day. I hope that you had a good harvest this year before your frost, or if your frost has not come yet, I hope you're having a great garden year. Remember to plant that seed and watch it grow, and thanks for coming along with me while I watched all of mine grow. You guys take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.